Hi friends, this is your Ataf Khan. The space, which is the only place we see from Earth that's actually not on Earth. When you look up at the stars, you can be more thrilled by its enchanting view. It is dazzling, beautiful, mysterious too. Space has been fascinating for researchers and scientists for centuries. And also, it is an extremely dangerous place, there's no doubt about it. We have had access to space since the 19th century, when the first artificial Earth satellite, Sputnik 1, was launched by the Soviet Union on 4th of October 1957. Till today, scientists have launched various satellites with creatures and mankind's. But still we have barely explored space at all. The fact is, space is weird. It's super weird. No oxygen, no sound, no gravity. When you're in space, beyond the atmosphere and gravity of Earth, nothing works the same. When on a spacewalk, astronauts use safety tethers to stay close to their spaceship. Tethers are like ropes. One end is hooked to the spacewalker. The other end is connected to the ship. The safety tethers keep astronauts away from floating into the space. But what would happen if an astronaut untethered, exposed out of an airlock, lost contact with the ship and the spacesuit failed to work? How long do they have to find a source of both air and air pressure? Let's do deep research about spacewalks. Hold your breath, let's buckle up. Find yourself spaced, let's start the spacewalk. With no air and almost zero pressure, the human body isn't going to last long in space without some form of protection. Without a spacesuit, space is not a friendly place. The first thing we would notice in outer space is the lack of air. You'd have used up all the oxygen in your blood in a matter of seconds. Just don't try to hold or save your breath. Holding your breath won't do you any good either, because the vacuum in the space is stronger than your lungs and it would suck the air right out of you. Or the oxygen in your lungs will expand and rupture your lungs. Instead of holding breath, it is better to breathe out as completely as possible and keep lungs empty. Without air in your lungs, blood will stop sending oxygen to brain. Starved of oxygen, the brain goes into shutdown mode to conserve energy. So, you'd pass out about in 15 seconds. In space, there is no pressure, so the boiling point could easily drop to your body temperature. That means your saliva would boil off your tongue and the liquids in your blood will start to boil. The gas dissolves in our bloodstream. Near the surface of your skin will collect itself into little bubbles. These bubbles expand, puffing you out to around twice your size. It's called ebullition. To prevent ebullition, astronauts wear pressurized suits or live in pressurized cabins. This was experienced by the US Air Force pilot Joseph Kittinger, who made a long jump from stratosphere in 1960. His right globe malfunctioned and his hand swelled. Fortunately, once he reached the ground, it came back to normal. But if this happened in outer space, you could perhaps survive for as long as 2 minutes without permanent injury. Any exposed liquid on your body will begin to vaporize. The moisture on your tongue and eyes may begin to boil. You have an organ that covers you from head to toe, which is skin. It also keeps your blood pressure high enough to stop your blood from boiling. In 1966, NASA engineer Jim LeBlanc, testing a spacesuit in a vacuum chamber, experienced a rapid loss of suit pressure as his suit sprung a leak, and he remained conscious for about 14 seconds. His last sensation was saliva boiling off his tongue before losing consciousness. He was safely revived as the researchers began repressuring the chamber almost immediately, and he regained consciousness quickly and went home for lunch. The Earth's atmosphere acts as a shield to block many harmful types of space radiations. But unprotected in outer space, you will be exposed to unfiltered cosmic UV radiations and would suffer some serious sunburn within seconds. Your only choice is to orbit, waiting for roughly 7.5 hours of breathable air in spacesuit to run out. There's up to a liter of water available via straw in a spacesuit helmet in case you are thirsty. But that too becomes dangerous when you are lost in space. In 2013, a potentially deadly spacesuit water leak that nearly drowned an Italian astronaut, Luca Parmitano, during a spacewalk. It was one of the scariest close calls in NASA's spacewalk history. Eventually, the water filled his eyes, ears, nose and part of his mouth, making it difficult to breathe. While the spacewalk was expected to last about 6.5 hours, mission controllers aborted the space excursion about 1 hour into it. Once back inside the airlock, Parmitano and the other space station crew members found that about 1.5 liters of water filled the helmet. Parmitano's coolhead helped him keep safe as he made his way back to the airlock. In fact, the spacesuit also leaked during an earlier spacewalk, but went undetected at the time according to a NASA report. But if you were rescued in the first 30 seconds, you'd probably have nothing worse than love bites type bruises all over your skin. The temperature is either boiling or freezing, depending on if you're facing the sun or not. In space, there's nothing to insulate you, so eventually you'll freeze to death. If you're close to a star, you'll be burned to a crisp. If you're left in space past the 2-minute mark, all your other organs will have to shut down from the lack of oxygen too, which in medical circles is called dead. If a person do die in space, his body will not decompose in the normal way, since there is no oxygen. If the body was sealed in a spacesuit, it would decompose, but only for as long as the oxygen lasted. and the corpse could be floating in the vast expanse of space for millions of years. After hearing all these, when I look up at the space, it is frightening. Technology could send rockets, but science has not created any powerful engine to win over space. We are just a small dot in nature. End of the day, nature always wins.